Do you think I'm here? I'm here. I think I'm live. I think I'm live. I think I'm live. Hello, everybody. I'm on a little late this morning. It's still morning for me. It's 9:45 a.m. for me in Los Angeles, but it's a little late for some of you guys. But I am here as I took my coffee. I was up late last night. Gosh, on my shirt. Deborah Crawford, blackdon'tcrack.com. Should I set the chat room? I don't know if it's gonna come on. It's so weird because I'll come on sometimes and nobody comes on. It's rare, but it does happen if I don't come on at a certain time. I'm setting up all the little things I want to set up. I'll pin that. Buymeacoffee.com, James Lott Jr. I really need coffee. I'm drinking some coffee right now from somebody. Thank you. Buymeacoffee.com. I'm pinning that. But also, super chats are enabled. So all that's there. I'll just say all that so far. I'm working hard. I'm working day and night, which is actually Michael Jackson title from his Off the Wall album. My favorite songs of his. But I'm working really hard because I've been revamping, rebuilding, this, that, revisiting, getting all this stuff together, and it's been really fun. It's a lot of hard work. It's just me. I have some collaborators who are doing a few things here and there, but it's mostly me, James Lott Jr., doing this all myself. It's a lot of work. But it's funny because I get people, someone got mad at me the other day, which was so interesting. I did a show, it's out today. The SOS show with James Lott Jr., Tula Adu is her name. She has her own organizing business called Busy Bee Organizing. And she and I are talking about how our business is our business. It's nobody else's, it's our business. So whatever I choose to do, or she chooses to do, or whatever, it's our business. And I had someone get mad at me. I had put out an album earlier this year, a surprise album called Surprise. It was a very special project that I did in a very short amount of time that I did. I had my collaborators and we did it, and it was lots of fun. I posted, I have a new album out. So you think your reaction would be, congratulations, James. Oh my goodness, really an album. Let me listen to it, blah, blah, blah. It's a free album. It's my 9th album, Surprise. It's on my SoundCloud page. As I'll give it out for free. You guys have been so wonderful. Here's like 8 new songs. Have a good time. This one person who was a friend who's in the business, and I like him a lot. He writes in the comments, not thank you, congratulations. Really? You didn't use any of my music? You didn't use any of you didn't come to me? I didn't respond. I'm gonna just let that go. And we had no agreement. So it was one of those things where somebody goes, well, you need any music or you want to collaborate? I'm here. Okay, I completely seriously keep that in mind. And then one day, if I feel something is a project we can work on, I'll bring it to your attention. But this particular project, I didn't need your help. I didn't need anything. I was doing great. Everything, it worked out the way I wanted it. And I'm like, and that happens to me sometimes because I listen to other people who I have people I go to for advice. And I'll be like, yeah, I'm thinking about this. What do you think? And trust me, a lot of things that I do, a lot of reasons why I'm on here, everything is from someone else showing me something and telling me, James, you should try this. So seriously, especially a lot of technology stuff, I wouldn't even know. Twitter, I was on Twitter anyway, but AfterBuzz TV kind of taught me how to navigate it. My friend Cameron got me on Spreaker. Flo got me on Buy Me a Coffee and Patreon. I do listen to other people. I do sometimes. I hear what they say, and I'm like, oh, they'll try this. But science isn't but it's also approach. Some people say it to you, but they're just more like, yo, James, I'm on Patreon. I mean, you should try it. It might be good. You have all this content. It'd be good for you. I'm like, that's a good idea. But I have other folks who'll be like, trying to tell you, you should try this. You should do this. You should do that. I don't count Candace Mack because she's really funny. We always want all these shows I make out of thin air. She goes, you should do a show on this. And I'm like, no, okay, but it's always a joke. But there are other folks who will say things like, you should do that. I'm like, no, I don't really want to do that. And then they get mad at me. Like, why are you getting mad? Get your own business. Do it yourself. I mean, like, I don't understand why you're in my business and it's working fine for me. If you don't like what I'm doing, who gives a fuck? I'm like, go do your own thing. Yeah, you want to be CEO of your company, then then you'd be CEO of your company. Like, don't try to run mine. I have people try to tell me stuff, and I'm like, I'll get emails trying to send me something. I go, I don't. I go. I'm usually polite. Thank you for that's very cool. Oh, so you just don't really care. You're not going to take. You're dismissing me. I'm like, I did. First of all, I didn't ask for your advice. Then I have to get blunt. I'm like, first of all, I didn't ask for your advice. You gave it to me unsolicited. I was polite. It's something that I'm not interested in, or it's not not a direction I want to go, or it's not really part of my. Because people will suggest things to me, and I'm like, do you even know what I do? Do you know what my branding is? They have their own idea of me, so they just think, well, you should just do this. I'm like, that's not what I do. That's not my branding. That doesn't fit into anything. It doesn't really won't fit into anything I'm doing. So I have that happen sometimes, and I'm like, okay. Thank you. Like, okay. And so then I'm just like, you came to me, I didn't come to you. So you can't get mad at me because I didn't ask. I'm like, okay. I'm like, but also if I did come to you and didn't take your advice, it's my business. And I had to learn that myself because I'm a mentor to a lot of people. And there are times I do get upset with some people and I go, because sometimes there's some things that are just common sense stuff that I think are general stuff. But I'm like, if you just did that, it probably would help you out. But also, people, it's your business. It is your life. It is your job. I suggested something to now. So I'm not gonna out my friend, but out certain people. I suggested something to a friend. A little. I would say they weren't rude. They got a little. I don't even want to say defensive. They got a little something where it was kind of like, oh, the tone was a little different. The response to me was like, no, I don't believe in that. Blah blah. Okay. So I'm like, sure, okay. Like this. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, let's see. Yeah, okay, I'll get to him. So I got an email by somebody who's just like, you are really okay. Yeah, one of my collaborators is really doing a lot. Okay. But yeah, so I just think it's funny when you have your own business, you have to remember because in the beginning I had people almost tell me what I should do, and it was wrong. It wasn't me. It didn't work out. It all bit me in the ass. So I remind myself, I have a right to say no. This is my business. Nope, I don't want to do it that way. Nope, I don't change it. All right, just because I don't like your pricing. Okay, good. That's fine. You can explain yourself and everything. If I don't agree, I'm not gonna change it. I'm not gonna change it. But you can't get attitude with me. And I can't with other people either. I gotta let them go and let them figure it out on their own. Everybody's paths are different. I think that's what it is. Everybody has a different path. And they have to just like figure it out. And you can't figure it out for them. Because in a way, it's then they don't learn the lesson if they don't do it themselves. And so I try not to get offended. Sometimes people will give me a little attitude if we're talking and I go, well, I found blah 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 worked for me. Maybe you should give it a thought. I always say invite you, give it a thought. I never tell you what to do. I was like, just a thought. Oh no, I don't believe in that because I don't want to do that because that's what I'm like, okay. There you go. Yeah. Candace, you're the only one here. I'm shocked. It's weird. I came on later and there's one person watching and then you. I said your name, Candace, a second ago, actually. And that's it. No one's on here. Because my hair isn't out. I have my hair hidden. They're not coming on. No one's going on. I was like, okay. Last night I had a great talk about Bold and Y&R yesterday. It's amazing talk yesterday. Nobody here today. It's just like wah wah. It is Deadsville in here. Maybe not you're here. Other people may come. I don't know. So when you go back to school, Candace, when does school start for you? Oh, and Candace, my guest on my show today for the SOS show, she's from Columbia, Maryland. Her name is Tula Adu. You should watch it. She mentions the DMV. I was like, go on DMV. Mm-hmm. Black Don't Crack. This is Deborah. She's the best. Blackdon'tcrack.com. Great stuff. Is the mom and her blackness. She don't crack. She's up there in her and ages, and you would never guess. Oh, there's Nikisha. Hey, Nikisha Moore. Thanks for coming through. You're at work. Thank you. I know a lot of people listen to me while they're at work. You can't chat. I know you got to make that money, girl. That's what I'm on here, hawking my wares, trying to make some money. One of my new mugs, my merchandise, and then one of my shirts is hanging back there. Oh, you can't see it over there. I ordered. My day's okay. So it's early for me, Nikisha. I'm like, it's only 10 o'clock. I went to bed at 3:30, revamping everything in my business, and then I slept for 5 hours. Got around 8:30. Took my pills, made my coffee. So we're good, says James. And I'm talking to you, you guys. So far. Nikisha, what do you do for a living, if I don't mind me asking? What do you do? I know what Candace does for a living, but what do you do for a living? Candace isn't answering back yet. When does school start? We all gotta work hard for the money. So hard for me, honey. Oh, there's my secret love, apparently. Black love. Away from home today. I know you're kind of cute in your little pictures. I can't see all your stuff. I was like, he's kind of cute. But I know you're across the country, so it doesn't help me any at all. But good morning, Black love. I always love Black love. I'm all into Black love. You can take that how you want to take that. So Candace, okay. So Candace, here we go. So I mentioned that Christian J. LeBlanc is my cousin. And Christian, I know you saw it, Candace, he shared it in his story yesterday. I posted my story, go see him, New York Peace, go see him, and had a Cat Hudson roof. He shared it in the story. And then I got so on Instagram, it's a little tea for you guys. See, Nikisha Blackley gets a little tea. Okay, so if you know, Christian J. LeBlanc is on Young and the Restless. He's played Michael Baldwin for 30 years. So, and we're cousins from my father's side of the family. We're all Creole, Cajun, Louisiana, blah, blah. So then we talked about it on the show. We talked about it on my show. We talked about it at the Emmys a little bit. We're making jokes about it. And so I posted. So anyway, on Instagram, there is primary messages, general messages. Then there's this other nebulous thing I always forget about. So people who don't follow you or you don't follow them back, it goes into like something kind of messages. So you actually have to click a hidden message or whatever. You have to click on it to see the messages. So I did my primary, couple of generals, and I saw, I said, oh, let me go over and see what's in here. Because every once in a while, I got one, that People Magazine article, I got on because I went to the hidden messages and that chick found me and was like, whatever. So I was probably glance over there. Somebody in there was like, oh my God, I think we're related to you. Oh my God, because I'm your cousin from like, okay, I'm like, good night. I had bad experiences with new aunties, new cousins. I had bad experience last year. I'm like, nope, I'm not answering. I don't care if you're a relative of mine. We are not related. I do not really bother. I have Ancestry.com, but bad experiences. I'm like, no thanks. I got a couple jobs. Officer of Equity. That sounds famous. Very fancy. Writer, poet, love it, and cashier to pay the bills. That's right, kids. Hi, sis. That's right. Okay. You do it out to pay the bills. Okay. The cash out. Officer of Equity. Ooh, I don't know what that means. But I don't know what that means, but just sounds fancy. Writer, poet, creatives. Congratulations. It's all related. It's all related. It's all related. Yes. So yeah, so you're gonna celebrate something. Yeah, I know. So you're going to New York City. I can't believe you're going to New York City. Lazy Flyer 40. So yeah, I work very hard. I've been up till 3 a.m. trying to get all this content out there. I'm trying to set all this. I'm working on my website. I have new music coming from different artists. I just debuted a new podcast / audio drama. It's called 50 Plus. So Black Love, you need to listen to it because it's right up your alley. You're my age. Candace, you are my age in TV years, so you should probably listen to it. Okay. But it's about being over 50. And it's gonna be a mix of show versus this versus that. I mean, it's all kind of stuff. It's gonna be fun. So it's gonna be a mix of it. I actually recorded the second episode that's coming out next week. So I already have 2 episodes coming out, but 1 episode's out now called 50 Plus. It's on so far it's on Spreaker, Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, all the main ones, Geo7 and Podcast Addict. So it's there. So We're gonna do that. Oops, sorry. Oops, I pressed the button. So that's up. But I'm working very hard to get all this content out for you guys and collaborations. I'm sitting down with Eric Braden again on August 8th. He contacted me and said, I want to sit down again. He contacted me. I was like, he contacted me. Eric Braden contacted me. I was like, I love talking with you. I want to sit down. So I got a lot of questions for him. I'm like, okay. I've interviewed Eric Braden like 3 or 4 times over the years. Does anyone date younger? All I can date is younger. Everybody my age, they're all old and tired. They're old and tired. I just saw Tony Dow passed. Paul Sorvino passed also too. The dad died also yesterday. I date. I walk in as date young. I would date somebody my age, but they don't want me. Oh, yes. So Eric Braden and I will be sitting down again talking. It's going to be a good conversation. Also in talks to have my buddy. It's been a long time. Me and Donnell Turner, who reunited at the Emmys this year and exchanged numbers and stuff. So, and he was like, James, you're one of my first people. When you go to my Patreon, you actually see what he said to me. Patreon.com, James Lott Jr. The super chats are enabled. The buy me a coffees are enabled. Awesome. Black Love, if I was near you, we'd be the same. Because I'm the same age as you. You would be attracting me. I just want you to know that. Everything's enabled. So help out an old man. Try to stay in this business a little bit. Big and raw guys. Because you're the right one, Root King. Are you the right one? I don't even know how old are you, Root King? Probably 25 or some shit. He's a skilled matchmaker. And there's DC Constant, another handsome guy. DC Constant's another handsome one too. DC Soap Sanctuary. He's one of my voice actors on some shows. I'll be contacting you soon, DC, for a show actually coming up. I'll be doing that today. Yes, and DC Soap Sanctuary, Albert Bostic and I will be talking Thursday nights on Extra Connections. You get ready for that one. I'll be posting that soon. You wish you were my age. But yeah, me and Eric Braden will be sitting down again. It'll be our 4th time talking officially on camera. But yeah, me and Donnell Turner working on that. Being an Indie Series award-winning teacher. That's right, Candace Mack. But yes, I never said I was the right one, but I do love it. You said you never said I was the right one. Oh, there you go. I'm busting my balls. Leave my balls out of this. My old balls. Yes, I'm trying to get, because Michelle Stower's my friend. She's my friend. And I'm trying to, we haven't talked in a while. The last time we talked on camera, she gave me the exclusive before some of her digest. That's what friends do. When she left General Hospital and went back to YNR. So, but we talk all the time off camera, but I need to get her back on and have her come chat with me. I just haven't asked. I try to wait. I try to use people sparingly. I try to wait. Like today, have good storyline. Donnell Turner is hot. Hashtag John L. That was our name back in the day. But Donnell will tell you, I was one of his first set of interviews 7 years ago. And he said I made him feel so just, welcome and warm, and he was nervous because he hadn't done this kind of stuff before. He'd been in business for a while, but he hadn't done this before. And he's a nice guy, very nice guy. And we thought he's somebody, again, I like to lift up Black men. I like to lift us up, especially in this business. You got to lift each other up, and keep it going. And Donnell Turner has leading man energy, status. I just keep wishing they would do. They just don't do that with Black men anymore, hardly on these shows. So it's like I always keep pushing that. Put him fully into leading man status. I mean, that's what kind of, Well, I'm friends with him too. So in real life. And so I just talked to him the other day. He's doing a lot of stuff because of Star Trek connections. He was on Star Trek and he wrote the book and everything. So yes, he's another one who's he's great too. He got respect you. I live in Los Angeles, Root King. It's not easy. I am busy, sis. I told you I'm out there, sis. I'm working. I am working. My emails go all day long. My notifications, my friends laugh. They just go on forever. My phone pings and pangs, and and does all kinds of stuff all the time. And it is, they go back and forth all the time. And I have people asking me for stuff, potential collaborations I'm working on. I have meetings. I'm working on all kinds of stuff, more merchandise, more stuff. I'm just trying to, create my little mini empire and do this for the rest of my life. That's all I care about. I want to just make enough money to continue living where I live, have what I want. Maybe hire some people. I want to hire some. I used to have an assistant, and good help is hard to find. Oh, it is hard to find. I had a great assistant for like 10 years, and then he wanted to go on with his own life, which I totally supported. Eli Days. Yes. Lamone Archie is on All American. Then of course Sean Dominic, who plays Nate. There are a lot. Oh, yeah, email. Oh, yes, that email. That was so funny. You were funny. You're like, let the man make his money. I had to sit down. Literally, I had to sit down. This person claimed that I didn't explain it. I'm like, no, I did. I had a screenshot. I didn't do all that though. I just said, okay, that's what I'm gonna do. And I literally broke it down. Break it down. I had broke it all down in the email. I was very proud of myself, very organized. And then he got it. But he claims I kind of got it. What you were saying, well, you didn't tell me. No, I did tell you. The email I said like 4 times. So I did. So the email, yes, it did work out. Yes, there are a lot of Black men who have leading man status that on daytime it's just not, they just don't do it. They don't fully commit. They don't fully do it. I don't know what that is. Well, I do know what that is. But I do know what that is, but that's another story. It's just it's really what's really tough is if you're a person of color. So if you are Black or BIPOC, whatever words you want to use. So if you're Black, Asian, Latino, let's start with those, or South Indian, whatever. We'll just say those. Middle Eastern, we'll say those. When it comes to daytime TV, if you're a fan and you're one of those cultures or races, and you like the genre, I like soaps. I generally like soaps. We have to put aside that we may not see ourselves literally represented on the TV. We have to go, okay, well, there's one Black person on the canvas. Okay. And almost look through that and still try to enjoy the show for what it is. And just go, it's fine. And you can fall in love with certain characters. I said your name earlier, Albert. I said your name. Characters, you have to watch stuff. But we have to watch it through a lens of where we may not see ourselves fully represented on TV. That's what we have to do. We have to kind of go, well, see, you understand, come on, you're here in LA. You understand, no, it's only 10-10 here. But as people who aren't white, we have to watch it through a lens of, okay, we may not see ourselves represented, but we still like the show, or we like this character, or we like, the storyline. But then when we get someone on there, we have to see how they're going to treat them. So that's what's so funny. So you go, okay, so they bring a Black person on or a Latino on or this on, and the actors have talked about this. I've had them on my shows. They come on and, they're usually hot or they're good looking, they're great. And you're thinking, oh, okay. And you watch them, depending on the show, chem test them with people, sometimes person that not the same race, and they kind of get close to get at. When I talk to Eileen Davidson, who's Ashley Abbott, Emmy winner from 40 years, you mentioned Christoph, Black Love. Christoph St. John was almost paired with Mickey Newman, Victoria Newman back in the day. Remember the whole Heather Tom stuff? They almost put them together. and Ashley, when they finally came around to putting Ashley and Kristoff together, and which also made sense because they were two friends. They were age appropriate. They looked cute together. Obviously, Kristoff died in real life, so it ended that. But it took like 40 years for that to happen. So I'm just saying it's so interesting. You have to, we who watch these soaps, because there's a large, someone tried to tell me, oh, Black people don't watch soaps that much. I'm like, yes, we do. Most of us black people were raised with aunties and grandmas and moms watching the soap operas, watching their stories. That's a total myth that Black people don't watch soaps. Young and the Restless has a large African American audience. It's been proven. Let's see. Well, thank you. They have Kristoff St. John. Black Love is correct. Kristoff St. John was Kristoff St. John and Darnell Williams were like the last real leading men that were Black. You see what they did with Jordi Villasuso, and he came on my show and talked about him. He was in a position of being a leading man of Latino descent. You pair him with one of the lead actresses of the show, but you end up killing him off. You know, I just think we watch the soaps. Many of us watch the soaps in spite of what we don't see on TV of ourselves. Now, I have to make sure I say this. People will start with me. I know that not all Black people are the same. Not all Black people think the same way. Not all Latinos think the same way. No, I know that part. James Reynolds should be a leading man. They give him some story once in a while where he leads the story, but he should be good. But is James Reynolds considered the same as Drake Hogestyn as John on that show? Is he considered the same as Stephen Nichols, who plays Patch on the show? He's been on the show as long, if not longer than them. He's a daytime legend, but does he count? Now you mentioned Victoria Rowell, my birthday twin. I know Victoria, and I love Victoria, and she's always spoken out on this stuff. But here's what's really interesting, because she got a lot of backlash. Backlash also. It's funny because even some folks in this chat room have had interesting things about race. It's funny, and so much of British TV, they do have Black family things on there too, but it's still the same. It's still the same. They're still secondary. Victoria Rowell, I love. Yes, and now see with Lawrence St. Victor, who's my friend, he's also a writer on the show. And I love that they're pushing him to be a leading man. Now I feel bad for my buddy Aaron D. Spears, who plays Justin. I talked to Aaron off camera, and so he had some words to say. But he loves the show and everything, and I'm sure he'd love to be a lead on that show. You know what I mean? It's like these are guys who can. This is the thing, they can act. So you can't even say, well, you know, they're not the best. No, they're at when you give them material, they fucking act. That's the thing. They act. So give them material. And they also can create chemistry with a lot of people also. But see, I get, Victoria Rowell, I understand. I get in trouble like she does sometimes, because I'll say certain things that I feel like I want to see well-roundedness. I want to see Black love on TV. Black love, use in chat room. I want to see Black love on daytime TV, as well as interracial love on TV. I want to see both. You need both. If the actors have chemistry, the characters make sense. And Disney Flower, you're correct. He's not shown the same as James. Is not shown the same as Drake and Steven. He's not. Tamara Tooney, of course, great actress, been around for years. Also, Law and Order. She had a whole gig on there, or whatever show that was she was on the side too. But she was still treated as secondary, even though she got married to the McKechnie guy. She's still treated as secondary. Yes, the Avants, whole family, bye. Rosaleses, whole family, bye. The Hernandezes on days, just Rafe and Camila Banus. Amanda is another one. I guess she's a leading actress on the show, right? Or is she given the same consideration as a Nicole Walker or a Deidre Hall, or any of those who are leads? Well, Bold does have, I well, see, I somewhat disagree with you. So that's why I can't. DC Soap Sanctuary and Albert Bosley and I are going to talk on Thursday. And I can't wait. I have some great questions for us to discuss. I can't wait. I'm gonna try to keep it an hour, but who knows with us? Who knows? But I somewhat disagree with that. But I do miss Stephanie. That's one thing I think we all can agree we miss Stephanie. But Homegirl want to retire. I think I've said before, all the soaps have Black folks on them. They do. So for a change, so Camila is a secondary lead, but is she considered the same as a Nicole or an Ava, or is she up? Is she? That's what I'm saying. It's kind of interesting. I don't know. Yeah, well, Black queer. I mean, obviously, I want that on TV also. And that's another thing. It's hard. It's hard to get. She's not. Daisy, you're right. She's not treated the same as Victoria. There you go. The Avants. Well, they had. So okay. Let's Root King. Let's tell people the importance of Oba Babatunde, who played the dad, Avant, and Anna Maria Horsford, who played Mother Yvonne. These two actors, Oba Babatunde, Broadway, primetime movies, Anna Maria Horsford, TV, Amen, all these shows. These were people of caliber who came to Bold and the Beautiful and actually got the pacing and everything, because it's not easy to do daytime. And they got it going, i.e. Jackie Harry. And they led a family. And they gave us, Carla Mosley, who I love, and then the other girl. They were all Rain Edwards, and I forgot the other girl's name, but they were all. It was something very. They were giving them full story. It was really interesting. Then bye. But see, then I get in trouble sometimes. I say something like that, and people are like, "Why you gotta bring race into it? Why you gotta bring race into it?" I'm like, but there's something racial about it. People got mad at me when I said on Young and the Restless, "Why is everybody buying up everything?" We had several successful Black-run companies. What's her name? Amanda and her sister were starting their own law firm. So that was another Black company. Suddenly, the white folks came in, the chancellor, whatever thing, and started sweeping everybody up. And made Lily a hit and made this. I'm like, so we have why we get to have them all together? Why can't we have these several successful? I got in trouble for that. Some folks agreed with me, and some folks thought I was. Well, they're still together. There's one. That's one big Black. So that's not really one big Black company. It's one company that's interracial that happens to have these two Black folks running it. It's not the same. It's not the same. It's just not the same. It's not. I'm like, and Neil would want this. I don't think Neil would have wanted that, in my opinion, but because I don't write the show, so I don't know, and Neil's not here. But I was just like, why are we getting rid of all the Black companies on Young and the Restless? And I get trouble for that. I get trouble all the time. I say stuff and I get trouble all the time. And I feel I stand by stuff I say, obviously. But I just feel like we gotta look at this. We gotta look at this. And and I got trouble for colorism. Because I was like, new Taggart on GH, he don't look nothing like Riel Andrews. Not all Black folks look alike, folks. Or you just throw another Black person in there, whatever. At least in many cases to a white counterpart, they try to match them closer. But in these cases, I'm like the Lulus both were blonde and about the same kind of style. There's they don't just go, okay, Jordan, you're lighter skin, you're dark, you're medium brown, now you're light skin, now you're dark. We've had 3 Jordans on General Hospital, all different colors. All beautiful. I mean, Vince Antoine's my friend. Brianna Henry, beautiful, and this new chicken's hot. They're all different colors. When I say that, I get in trouble because they're like, "Well, what, man? Why, yeah." And yeah, Zende was started out dark skinned. He's from Africa. Hello. And same with Trina's. Love seeing Michaela, the mom, but this Trina way darker. I'm just like, it's just kind of like, you know, see the TJs. Exactly, Michael. It's exactly what it is. I'm just like, I don't know, I'm just saying. You know, I thought Sunday was from Africa. I thought it was from Africa. Somebody could tell me in chat room where it is. I would have swore he was from Africa. They were over there doing HIV work, and that's when they adopted him, I thought. But either way, you know, I always want to get in trouble. I don't give a fuck. I still talk. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna bring it up at least for conversation. I got blowback from Sprina fans because they want their Sprina so bad. And then when Rory came on, and Rory is not white, okay, fine. But I said, all I said was, would it be interesting if they brought in a young black man to play a love interest for her? Why is that why is that a problem? Why is that a problem? You're like, well, no, it's Sprina to the end, and why we gotta make it about black and black? I'm like, but we don't have any young black men on the show of that age group. So what? But why is that a problem? Why is that a problem? That's what I know. Why is that? Why is young black love a problem? I don't understand why it's a problem. And so I'm just like, you know, you guys, I'm just, you know, so I got in trouble for that. Some folks were like, they agreed with me, of course. But other folks were like, no. And I was like, because yeah, isn't that just crazy? Isn't that crazy? It's okay, you guys. I have to tell you this. I am correct. You guys are trying me. I'm the soap historian. While Kristen and Tony were in Africa, I just looked it up on the website, B&B website. They found Zende. That's where they found in Africa. I'm telling you guys, that's where I'm like, I used to remember that they found a special connection, and that because Tony Dominguez, who was married to Kristen, has HIV, and so does he. So, but they were in Africa honeymooning. I'm looking right here, and they met a guy, and his parents had died of AIDS and everything. And so Zende was working at an orphanage to take care of the younger children. And they took him on. So no, he's from Africa. I'm like, I'm a soap historian, folks. So I just want to tell you, I think I knew this. So yes. So Zende's from Africa, but here's the problem. Remember, before Delon DeMetz played him, it was played by Rome Flynn. And he was darker too. Not as dark as the first Zende, but he was like a little darker than this one. So all your thoughts about the dark part, yeah, I agree. The color part, I agree. So I think it's possible writers where he didn't want the thing where black people only act with other people on the show, cough, cough. DC Sub Sanctuary, I think you're giving them too much credit. I work in Hollywood. I know what was said behind closed doors. Trust me, I work with the networks. I know it. People tell me stuff all the time. I know things behind closed doors. So I'm telling you, you're being very generous with them by saying that. I don't think that. The thing is, Nicholas Chavez and yes, Ruth King, he has a whole deeper past than they're playing with completely. He's pining over fucking whatever. Okay, what was my thought? Okay, so General Hospital has their black folks, and it's great sometimes to see them all. Like, there have been scenes where it was all the black folks together and having their own storyline. I don't mind that. So on some on some line, like, great, like that's good. That's good. I know, I like that. I like that. That's good. But you're right. We got to have them out. But Nicholas Chavez and Sidney Michaela did have chemistry. They did have chemistry. So him and the new girl also had chemistry, but they had chemistry. So you have to go with the chemistry. You just have to go with it. I think that's always the best bet, right? You should leave, no matter what the races are, you lead with chemistry. I was a Billy Amanda fan when she first came back on. I thought Billy Amanda, I thought I saw chemistry there on Mine Arm. They kind of flirted that for a minute. They didn't go. They went to Lily instead. I'm not a Billy Lily fan, so I agree with you, DC. I'm not a big fan. But that's the whole point. And Black Love, that's what I agree with. And that goes back to my original point. For many of us who are othered, we watch the soaps through a certain lens. And a lot of times we look at it over pushing aside what we don't see of ourselves in there. You know. And we can do that. We do that in everything, I think. I think when you're an othered person, you just get used to doing that in movies, TV, whatever. You just get used to that. I know Hillary and Jack had a total. There was something there too. I agree with that also. But I was a Sally and Jack fan. I was a Sally and Jack fan. Now I'm a Sally and Adam fan. But I was a Sally and Jack fan too. I was sad when they didn't work out. See, now age is another thing. It's another thing too. But I'm just saying. I just think that, you know, same thing with Jack and Mama Rosales. Eva LaRue is hot. She is beautiful. I've interviewed her. She's wonderful, nice, funny, beautiful. They could have really went more with that. They didn't. They got rid of her. Again, got rid of her. The family gone. Isn't it crazy? Let's bring back Diane. She's making some fun story. But again, it's like, let's go back to the tried and true. And I feel like the Demir, that's hilarious. Well, that would be far off, right? Yes, I'm happy they're bringing, because Remington, his name is in real life, who plays Shin on Days. He's hot. They brought the sister on at Beyond Salem. No, I'm with you. I'm glad we have some Asian representation on there. There was a South Asian guy on, Indian guy, in real life, but he was talking to Ashley and Abby, or Rebecca Obama, and they got rid of him. And I don't know if saying, well, they give it to white people too. I get it's soap opera, people coming in and out. But I just think I don't think it's rocket science. I don't think I'm making anything up. You look at the casts, and it's completely lopsided. You look at the cast, it's lopsided. You know, it's there. It's just like they just don't take the opportunities, and I'll hear things like, was advertising. Okay, primetime soaps have black stuff on primetime. Advertising is just fine. There are blacks on streaming services and stories. It's just fine. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like that. No, I don't think that means anything. I'm like, does that really? I watch CW Dynasty. You know, I know it's going to end soon, but like, if they have black folks on there and it's wine and story, and it works out just fine. Because we don't want to be tokens. We don't want to be window dressing. We don't want to be thrown in and forced in certain things. You want to be natural. You want it to be natural, and for it to make sense. Just make sense in the story, or take a chance with someone of color or orientation and give them a story. The blacks at the wards, they're gone. Love to live off the air. They're gone. Generations was way too ahead of its time. It's gone. I know what you mean. It's like it was the best of what the soaps. Yeah, I know what you mean. And Watch to Live has a history. Yeah, if for us older folks, the history of Carla Hall passing, which is a black thing we know about, passing. Al Freeman Jr. lead act. He was treated as a lead back then. And that's the other thing. Social issues on soaps. I get in trouble all the time because folks are like, I come to watch soaps to escape. I don't want blah, 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 blah. Then when things are too far off, they're like, where's the real stuff? Where's all that? I mean, it's like, well, which way do you want it? So do you want it to be super whimsical and just totally phony, or with some realism in it? I feel like there's somewhere in the middle. You find some middle ground in there somewhere, and have some whimsical, like I'm kind of glad they didn't mention COVID in the songs. Okay, it's kind of like we don't need that was so in our face in real life. I feel like that's fine. I think General Hospital alluded to it a little bit, but I'm kind of glad they did. That's Mysterio. You caught it. That's why I named this title of this show, because I love the Michael Jackson song "Working Day and Night" from Off the Wall, which to me, folks, I'm gonna say something, folks, that a lot of folks in my generation actually agree with, but a lot of folks in general get mad when I say this. I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna stick to it. I think Off the Wall is a way better album than Thriller. I've said it. I've said it. I think Off the Wall is a wonderful disco R&B pop album. Thriller is well done, and Thriller is, of course, obviously a classic. I like more songs on Off the Wall than I do on Thriller. And I'll say this. I love Bad. That album, which is funny because he was trying to make a Thriller part 2. That was the whole thing. He was trying to make a Thriller part 2. I don't think it didn't work. But there's some really good songs off of Bad. There's some really good songs off of there, from Speed Demon, Dirty Diana. There's some great stuff. I love that album, actually. I love Dangerous. I think it had some great moments on there. He was trying to do the New Jack Swing stuff. There's some great moments on there. I liked Invincible. I liked The History Part 1. There's some good songs on there too. They Don't Care About Us. Great song. I even love The Blood on the Dance Floor. I love that one. That song. Is it Scary? Ghost. Morphine. There's some great songs. I mean, there's Michael Jackson. I'm learning more and more now. Good morning, Tracy. I'm learning more and more now that he was a perfectionist, and now that I do my own music, I really see what. Well, because Mysterio, you're not seeing it wrong. Michael, usually they don't compare Michael, like Michael Jackson was never compared like that. Usually they compare him to Prince or Madonna, and they put out more albums. They were way more prolific. But Prince and Madonna put out some albums that weren't that good. Where Michael was like, I'll take my time and he put out like what, 5 albums in 20 years? Like he took his time. That was the thing. It took like 5. Off the Wall was 79, and Thriller was 82, and Bad was 87, and Dangerous was 91. Like, it's like he took his time. He was just like, no, I'm not just gonna come out and put out an album. So Mysterio, you're correct. He's like, he took his time. Where Janet, her albums were a little closer together. They weren't that far apart, but you're right. She did more, because she had the Wild 86, then Rhythm Nation 89, then Janet, I think was 91 or 92. I think it was the second one, so 92. And then she put out a few more albums. But MJ took his time, and he said, "I'm taking my time putting out albums. I'm not just putting out crap." So his stuff. So I do look at his stuff with a fresh eyes, going, because Invincible, especially, it took a while. It took a while. It took a while to get there. So I decided. So anyway, that's my Michael Jackson little thing. Michael Jackson thing. BuyMeCoffee.com, James Lott Jr. I work very hard. I'm trying to still do this for you guys. That's like a little tip jar. You can help me out and go do that. Or we have super chats here at the bottom. It's a little $sign. You can give any amount. I will take it. It's not. I know everybody works hard for their money. Also have merchandise, jljmedia.threadless.com, where we actually have shirts and one of my mugs, for both beautiful. I have things like that are on there. I think there's one more, and patreon.com, James Lott Jr., where I have all kinds of extra stuff. Extra stuff. So awesome good stuff. in there. Who's close to MJ now? I always look at The Weeknd as Prince, and Bruno Mars not as either. So I think there are a lot of folks who think Chris Brown is close to Michael Jackson. And there are a lot of folks like myself who think Beyonce is close to Michael Jackson. I was gonna think about that. I was just watching Daisy Flower 40. I was just watching, literally 2 days ago, the death of Steve Hardy. And they had Tom Jr.'s, played by Matthew Ashford, Simone, and their son, who was black. He was black. That kid was black. I was just watching that. I have no idea what the cost, what Disney or so. I have no idea what their costs are. Savannah, so thanks for asking. I have no idea. Our question always is, since Sony is backing Peacock and backing Days doing Beyond Salem, why can't Disney do the same? Because you're thinking Disney got money, right? They must got money. They got the Star Wars doing everything, doing Star Wars, Marvel, everything. Why can't they do some spinoffs on Hulu? That's what I'm looking for. I know he's a Thriller, and no, Thriller is a good album. Thriller is a great album. It's just I just think that Off the Wall is better. I think Bad is better actually too. You know, the song Thriller is a masterpiece. That's the matter. Even with the Vincent Price rap, the way at the very end, if you don't know this already, if you had the record, you knew this. At the very end of Thriller, it sounds like he's closing a door. It's actually the needle coming up from the record player. So it's kind of like it comes up. If Janet would do a guest on Sober, would you be happy? I think Janet should go on either General Hospital and sing at the Savoy, or Young and Restless. I picked those two. I don't know if they're doing justice, but those are two I would say. Which of the four soaps cater to Black character on the 4 network? I will agree with Decent Soap Sanctuary. I will say Days first, and then possibly General Hospital. Yes. Oh, yeah, Thriller. Yeah, the Thriller. Everyone had Thriller. And that's one of the things I go to people's houses because I was a teenager at the time. And I go to somebody's house, the Thriller album with the when you open up with the tiger, baby tiger. Always. So you're thinking James for Dancing? Yes. No, the Thriller was a good album. I'm gonna get in trouble again. This is what I do. I don't care for PYT. That song, whatever. As those on the album, I don't care for either. I'm telling you what those songs I can write. I love Human Nature. I think it's a wonderful song. And when SWV mixed it up, love it. I love Thriller itself. Billie Jean is okay. It's a hit. It's obviously a classic. I like Beat It better. I think Beat It, because back then, rock and Black folks didn't really mix. It was not a very popular thing. And so him to have Eddie Van Halen on there and do this like rock song, it was a big deal. So I am very much, I like Beat It a lot. I'm missing a song or two on there, aren't I? I'm missing a song. But you know what's so funny? So speaking of Prince, which you weren't, but speaking of Prince, there's always time for Prince. I didn't care for Take Me With You with Apollonia. I just hated that song for all these years. For like 30 years, 35 years, I hate that song. Now I love it. I was on Spotify, they play Purple Rain soundtrack. That's my least favorite song, Purple Rain soundtrack. I love all the other songs. I played Purple Rain soundtrack to death. To death. In 1984, 85, 86, played it to death. And I was not a fan. Of Take Me With You. But now I like it. The drums in the beginning, and I'm like, actually, it's a sweet song. It's a sweet song. So I kind of like it. I like it. Purple Rain, actually, the songs are my least favorite songs on the album. I do love I Will Die For You, Baby I'm a Star, Darling Nikki, Let's Go Crazy. And then When Doves Cry, folks, do you know When Doves Cry has no bass in it. It's the only number one song ever released that has no bass in it. I have not watched B-Boy Blues by James Earl Hardy. I've heard of it. I have not watched it yet. I have not watched it. But yeah, I mean, Prince was my favorite. If I had to choose between Prince and Michael, Prince is my favorite. He just is a musical genius, but both of them were such great talents. I've seen the big three. I've seen all three of them. Madonna, all in concert. I saw Michael Jackson during the Victory Tour. So I saw him solo. I saw with his brothers. I saw Prince like 5 times. I saw him for 1999, where it was Vanity 6 in the time. I had to get permission from my mother to see it. I was a teenager at the time. I saw Parade. I saw Welcome to America. I saw Musicology, which was so good. And he had one other concert I saw those. I saw 5 times. I've seen Prince. And Madonna, I think I've seen 7 times. I still can't believe I missed the Virgin Tour because I can't believe I missed it. But I saw Who's That Girl? I saw Blonde Ambition. I saw, oh my God, Confessions, Drowned World, Reinvention, Hard Candy, MDNA. So I've seen her 7 times. 7 times. So, love it. I have to say, so Mysterio, glad you brought this up in a second. And DC something, yeah, Tiara Coates got killed. Okay, this Jada chick, I love that she's tied to Marcus Hunter. Great use of history. In real life, his portrayer died in real life, so he's not here in real life. They could recast it, of course. They had him killed on the show, obviously, too. He was in love with Kayla. Kayla was like, I loved him, and he was my friend. Yeah, she like, he was in love with you, bitch. Like, hello, you turned him down because you like Shane or whatever. Oh, like that was a weird storyline. So I like the shit. I like the use of history. That's the point. All these shows have such. When they brought Eli on, I'm like, that's David Banning's son. Right to Julie. He's a Horton. It was perfect. I love when they do that. Yeah. So I have no idea what they're gonna do with her, but I love when they do that. Because the Vincent Price rap is the bomb. But back to I think The Weeknd. I see nobody commenting. It's so funny. I think The Weeknd is more Prince than Michael. Bruno Mars is a great performer. I'm not into Silk Sonic. I tried. I thought I would like it. It just doesn't do anything for me. But he's a great entertainer. He has great songs. But I don't think he's Michael Jackson. I don't see that. But Beyonce quite possibly is our biggest Black star, isn't she, today? In the world. I think it's Beyonce, isn't it? And it's so funny. I was never a huge fan of Beyonce. I like Destiny's Child, other songs, but I have to give her props. I have to give her props. I'm scared for Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever, because everybody's crying at the trailer and everybody's sitting in their fields or whatever. The trailer's fine. I like seeing the world again. But there's no Chadwick Boseman. I think they should have recast it, or I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I probably will see it, but I don't know. I don't know what's going to be the same as the first one. I think, unfortunately, Chadwick dying hurt it, but it probably will do well in the box office. They all do well in the box office, but for its influence, I think Black Panther is a one-time experience. It was one of those things where it was so unique for Black folks that it was just so unique. So I don't think it will. Bruno's a great performer. But I think Beyonce is our biggest star in terms of Black folks. I was going to say Drake, but I think she's bigger than Drake. I don't know if anybody agrees with that or not, but I give Beyonce her props. She changed the game. She released an album, just dropped it, and now everybody's just dropping albums without any fanfare. No one was doing it before. Beyonce did it. It was a huge hit. Well, the Queen of Soul is Aretha Franklin. That's already, Tina Turner's the Queen of Rock. Patti LaBelle, Diana Ross, they have their place. But Aretha, Riri is the one. It's like, but she fought for rights. She did all kind of stuff. I watched that Respect movie. She's the bomb. All four ladies are amazing. They're all amazing. They're all friends and they're amazing. But Tina Turner's rock. She was one of the few, her man is considered the guy who invented rock and roll. Ike Turner, he beat the shit out of her, but Rockin' 88 is considered the first rock and roll song. And once again, Black folks, of course, started rock and roll, of course. So that's kind of there. But I love all four of them. They're all great. Patty's a national treasure. So is Tina and Diana. May Riri rest in peace. But I think it's widely just accepted that Aretha is the queen of soul. And I would say Patti LaBelle's godmother of soul, so to speak, because she's, close to all those folks. But all four are legends, clearly. They're top tier legends. They come before Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey. They're legends too, but they come right after them. And they'll probably tell you. They're like, let's not forget Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan is very underrated. Shaka Khan is very... V Khan, I haven't seen you in a while. Hi, V. I haven't seen you like I can see you. That's your name. Shaka Khan is a legend too. And I've seen her in concert like 4 or 5 times. Legendary voice. And she can hold her own with the girls. Been around a long time. A long time. And they're all legends. They all have their place. They all have their place. They all have their voices. Woo. They all got them voices, So, but no, I still think I'm not a huge Marvel person, so I have no real comments or anything. I liked Black Panther for just what it was. I will probably see the movie, probably not in the theater. I'll probably see it at home when it comes to my theater at home. I don't know. I'm not a Marvel person. I watched some of the stuff and I've enjoyed some of it, but I haven't seen everything. I'm a Star Wars person. I'm total Star Wars. But the Queen of Disco is Donna Summer. That's also widely known. Also, Queen of they all hands down. Donna Summer, the Queen of Disco. Another underrated person who could sing, write songs. Another thing, people don't realize some of these chicks, they write their own songs, folks. You've been on vacation in your home state, the country part of Mississippi, which was spy antenna and Wi-Fi reception. And I've been places. It's funny, in parts of the country it's still like that, isn't there? And other parts of the country, it's totally like there's no big cell tower nearby, and you're like, really, in 2022? You're right, it is. Everyone's about, ooh, Daisy Flower, the beehive's gonna come after you. That beehive's gonna come after you. Here's the thing. Beyonce will impress me sometimes, though. I love Barbra Streisand. Barbra Streisand to me is just one of the ultimates, right? You can't deny her voice is like butter. Beyonce did a tribute for the Liberty Kennedy Center Honors, where she did her version of oh my God, she did a version of a song. I'm thinking of the name of the song right now. But her version, the way we were, her version was beautiful. This is Barbra Streisand. It's Barbra Streisand. It's like you say you're singing, and at the very end, Beyonce showed respect and said, "It was my honor, Miss Streisand." And I thought at the end of the song, like that was such a classy thing. And she had her hair like Barbara back in the 60s. But I love what she said, that was an honor, Miss Streisand, and she bowed to her. I thought that was such a classy thing to do. And Beyonce did an admirable job with her voice. She's no Jennifer Hudson. Sorry, kids. Jennifer Hudson opened her mouth and just seems just effortless. There's some singers who just open it, like Celine Dion, just opens her mouth. Yes, I've been seeing a lot of Latinos responding because of the villain and the imagery in there. You're right, Daisy. Maybe that's going to happen. I see a lot of Latinos who are so happy about Black Panther. It's just such a shame. Again, like I was saying earlier, you guys, it's such a shame that we have this where we don't see representation. We finally see it. People are brought to tears. That's what's just so crazy about our business. The movie business has been around for 100-something years, and that's what I think blacks do embrace rock and roll. It's just not. I know a lot of black folks like rock and roll. I just think it's not. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, because you're right. It seems that a lot of black folks are openly about hip hop and soul. But I do know black folks who like. I've seen Living Color in concert. People love Lenny Kravitz. There are, but radio. So if you're going to professional side of things, radio, airplay, companies, video, they hold down black people when it comes to rock and country. There are some amazing country artists that are finally coming through, like a Brown, who's actually half black, but he's still black. There's a chick, oh my God, Guyton. I've got her first name. She's becoming big over there on the countryside. There's a couple of black artists who are starting to break through. So I feel like for blacks, Darius Rucker, of course, is huge over there. He went from Hootie and Blowfish and rock over to country. Lionel Richie is big in country. Like there's certain ones that make it over there, but you're right. It seems like it's not as big as R&B hip hop. I just think that hip hop, because they're not even R&B. Where is the R&B? Where is true R&B? There's some indie artists doing it, but like in mainstream, it's mostly hip hop. Everything's hip hop driven, hip hop or dance EDM driven these days. So obviously, yes, Mysterio, you can answer that question yourself. Obviously, soul music going to pass with the best. Today's soul music, there is no today's soul music. Think about it. Who's doing soul music? There are a few indie artists, but like, who's really doing it? Because even acts like her, who I like, Jasmine Sullivan, who I like, they're doing some soul, but there's still a hip hop element in there. My content is everywhere. It's everywhere. YouTube, every streaming service platform. My music's everywhere. SoundCloud, I put it everywhere. Well, here's the thing. I love Kelly Rowland. I love her. I love her music. Actually, I heard a new song the other day. I like it. She doesn't get the same as Beyonce overshadows her. And remember, she started first. She had that song with Nelly that was like #1 for 11 weeks. The Dilemma song. She came out the gate hot. But Beyonce has been groomed to be a star since she was a kid. That's just the rules, kids. That is just the rules. I don't make them. I just tell you, I see them. But I think there are black artists out there in rock, and so they don't get the again, almost like soaps. They don't get the attention. They don't have to do with them because they're black. And it's like it's just see, to me, music is just music. That to me, that's a different story. To me, it's a little different. It's like music is music. It shouldn't matter who's doing it if they're doing it well and they are, and it was just catchy and it's part of a genre. Clearly, I'm good. Be black, white, Puerto Rican, anybody, just be anybody. I don't. That's fine. But you should all get equal time to do this because TV on the radio, black singer in that one. There's alternative. But again, critics' choice, yes. Main thing, yeah. You know. Videos, what are those? What are videos? Videos on TV? That's crazy. BET to show videos? MTV to show videos? VH1 to show videos? That's crazy talk. That's crazy talk. Hey, I'm like, I have no problem. You do what you gotta do, kids. I think people half my age. I don't care. It's hard out there for a pimp. You gotta get out there and get where you can get it. I don't judge anybody anymore. I'm like, do what you gotta do. Everybody, as long as you don't hurt each other and you know what's going on, and there's some honest in there. I will not judge anymore. I love all kinds of music, so I would love to see it. I love to see right now hip hop and and R&B or just hip hop, or I say R&B. Hip hop is just dominating everything, or that mumble rap or whatever. I don't get it. But artists like Drake and Beyonce went house music direction. which we're like, oh, you're doing some house music. Again, black folks started that back in the day in Chicago and all that. Louis Levan and all them were doing that back in the 70s. I'm like, house music. So the EDM, so dance music, now they're switching from EDM and techno and swinging it this way. I was like, oh, I love house music. I have house music songs myself. I grew up listening to Maurice Joshua and Steve Silk Hurley and CeCe Peniston and all them. They were doing house music back in the day. I've met Ice-T in real life. Here's my I've never told a story to anybody, I don't think. Here's my Ice-T story, you guys. Ice-T is short, totally short. I'm 6 feet tall. Okay. So one day I was walking down Melrose, and this is when I was passing out flyers for my business. I was going into stores. I was like, hey, I just want to give you a flyer here. I'm the super organizer, blah, blah. And I actually got some business out of it, but that's another story. But I was walking up and down Melrose, beautiful day in LA. I came to a store and I came out, Ice-T was going in. He had a Rolls Royce. I don't know if it was lended or his or whoever's, but he came out and he was so short. I was like, oh my God. And ironically, earlier that day, I had bumped it to 50 Cent. I got to meet him. But Ice-T came through and I was like, hey, how you doing? He's like, hey, how you doing? He was very nice. I mean, he was very nice, very hospitable. I see celebrities. I just sound so like I see celebrities all the time. I do see lots. You're in LA, you see a lot of celebrities, but you kind of learn to leave them alone. They do your thing. You just kind of say hi. When I bumped into John Legend and Christine Teigen, I literally bumped into them. They weren't paying attention. I wasn't paying attention. I was walking up La Cienega, and we actually bumped into each other. And they were tiny compared to me. Most people are tiny in Hollywood, but they were tiny. I'm sorry. I'm a jolly giant. They were laughing. Christy was laughing. They both were really pretty looking. So soft and light skinned. They're going into a furniture store in the La Cienega Quarter area of LA. And they were super nice. They go, we weren't paying attention. And I wasn't either. I was on my phone and they were on their phone. They would get out the car and we weren't paying attention. But actually, I literally bumped into Christy Teigen and John Legend. I love John Legend. I love his music. So that was good. But I didn't take pictures or anything. I just, you just kind of go, hi, how you doing? I acknowledge you, and you just keep it moving, So that's my Ice-T. So famous there, you picked of those three people, I have met Ice-T. And I met Ice Cube or Queen Latifah. I'd love to meet both of them, actually. They're all my age. Well, Ice-T's older than I am, but the other two are my age. Randy Travis, I like Randy Travis. We grew up with him too, is another one. Mickey Guyton, thank you. Thank you, V. Carter. Mickey Guyton. She has some great stuff, actually. And yeah, he did try, Darius Rucker did try R&B, didn't work. I love me some Jill Scott. I am 6 feet tall, but I'm like 12 feet tall in personality. I'm six, which is tall in LA. But in my family, I'm kind of short. Everybody in my family is taller than I am. So yes. But I see celebrities all the time. And some I do know, and some I don't know. You just kind of go, okay. Just say hi, how you doing? I was sitting across from Russell Simmons the other day at the Apple Store at the Grove, and he was buying a phone for his girlfriend. Allegedly his girlfriend, some young Asian chick. Okay, Russell Simmons. He looked good though. He looked really good. And he put out that black card. He was like, "Here we go," and got it. So yeah, I saw some Russell Simmons. I didn't say it. I wanted to say something, but I didn't. It's not my business. I'll leave it alone. But he's a legend, and I know he has some issues. But he's a legend. I saw him the other day, just on a random Friday afternoon. We were both at the Apple Store at the Grove, he was trying to get a new phone for her, and for me, I was getting my second computer fixed. Sitting right here, hi baby, get fixed. I did grow up playing football. I never played basketball. I played basketball for fun. I've done that, but I played football for a year or so. That's it. I like football. I love football. That's why I love NFL. My team is the Steelers. I love football. Not really into basketball anymore at all. I don't watch basketball at all. Couldn't tell you nothing. I'm in the city of champions in Inglewood. The Lakers, Inglewood, in the 80s. And not into baseball either. I'd rather stick needles in my eyes and watch baseball or basketball. I'm like, ugh. I don't know how many times, but I just run into you. Just run into them. It's you see them in various states of almost an undress, of look. You just if you're out and about, you just do. And in certain spots in LA, if you go to the porn people are coming in. Let me get them. Let me get them. Remove. Report. Wow, I was almost good today. I was it was so good today. Okay. Okay, got it. That's so funny. Okay. Whew. I got him. Okay. They're coming in the mornings. I don't like they come in the mornings. No, I never met Kobe. I never did. I said I didn't watch basketball, so I mean, I know the importance of Kobe. When he died, I was just sad that he died. Of course, sad how he died. That's sad. But I literally watched grown men cry that I've never seen cry before. Here in LA. Seriously, I have brothers-in-law and friends who I've never seen them cry, and they literally were sobbing when he died. I was like, wow, that's just I didn't, and they're looking at me. I'm like, I don't have any connection to him. I don't watch basketball. I know who he is and everything, but I don't really. But I mean, I felt for them because Lakers is a huge, obviously, fan base here, and so just fascinating seeing reaction because it was tragic, just number one, period. But the fact to see there were some men who they love the Lakers, and these people I knew who watched every Laker game they could and would go to games. I'm like, they were devastated, devastated. Randy, Reba, Dolly, Millsap, John Anderson, all those Judds. KT Oslin, 80s Ladies, that was my song. You walk by Leonardo DiCaprio. But yeah, no, you see, I see some of the actors from the soaps sometimes I run into them. It just depends on where you are. And you don't have to be in Hollywood. That's the whole thing. You could be in the Valley, you could be at a store at a Target. I ran into Bradford Anderson, who plays Spinelli, at a wine store. Oh, here we go. I gotta get him again. Okay, here we go. User in timeout. Okay, remove. Oh, they're trying me. They're trying me. Reports. Okay. There we go. Okay, yes, gonna give Blame House Party. What's his name? Wrote the theme to Bill Maher's show. They're friends in real life. Well, Small World. Real time Bill Maher. I think it's Kidd. I think Kidd's the one. Christopher Kidd. Yeah, Christopher Kidd. He co-wrote the theme song. I was like, Sean. Oh yeah, Sean Christopher was down. Yeah, Sean was down there. I will never retire. That's a fallacy for me. I'll never retire. LA is my place now. I've lived in San Francisco. I lived in New York City. I've lived everywhere else. I am here in Los Angeles. I'm back in Inglewood. That's where I'm at. That's my this is my end game is here. Even if I got a job somewhere else, I would just this is my base. Because I have a house that I own. I love the weather. Hollywood is here. I'm near the beach. I'm near mountains. I'm near everything. I will never leave. Hey, Brody. San Francisco was there 16 years. That's probably I used to live in Pittsburgh. Done with that also. Love New York City. I'm Magic City, but LA has the weather. And San Diego, where Manny is, great weather also. Not far from LA. But I'm living in LA. I like LA. I'm here. I'm here. Oh yeah, Bradford Anderson. We ran to each other looking for wine at a wine store. But I remember I met you too, as Bono at a Borders. Remember Borders bookstore? We met at the Borders bookstore in Torrance. I met him twice. But the first time I was at Borders bookstore in Torrance. So like sometimes people they go off to certain things, you just don't. It's not always in Hollywood. You could be eating at a restaurant, and all of a sudden you're like, is that so and so? Is that who I think that is? Is that so and so? That's the thing. Who's Betty Crocker actor? I don't think. Well, I don't know. They're both very different. I don't know if I can compare the two. I've never put those two together. So it's funny, Mysterio, you did that. I've never put those two together. And I never put those two together. Um, for me, no, especially now with gas prices and traffic. I work from home mostly now. And where I do go is not far. We do have public transportation. We have trains, and they added more trains, so it's gonna get much easier for me. I have siblings that live just 2 blocks away, so if I want to go with them somewhere, we just go in their car. I have access to a car if I ever needed one. But no, I don't regret not having a car. And because having a car is expensive. It's out here in LA, cars are just like, I mean, it's just people so much money on cars. So I was like, nope, I'm good. I'm good, 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 good. So I'm good. But nowadays, now I'm really going nowhere because I'm like, wow, it's crazy world. Shit. I'm home mostly now. But they're building more subways. So that's good. Again, they're trying to do more of that. So I do get around fine. Okay, how long have I been on, kids? Do I know Richard Sims? Nope. Those folks at Soap and Dep and whatever, they don't care about me. Hi, Sheree. I'm about to get off. I've been on 81 minutes, almost an hour and a half. It's almost lunchtime for me. I think it's time for me to go. This was fun. This was fun though. Um, support the homie. Super chats, buy me a coffee, Patreon, threadless.com, any of those. Help support me. So I can stick around. Keep doing this. But thanks for coming on, you guys. When I first came on, there was nobody here. I thought, okay, I'm gonna be sitting here doing nothing. I was like, what's happening? But you guys didn't fail me. You came on, and this was actually a very great conversation. So we talked about race and then race and music. How funny is that? I love that. That's the two things I talk about all day long. But everyone, have a good day today. Wherever you are, try to have a good day. It's a weird world out there. We're trying to dodge monkeypox and COVID BA65 or whatever. Hit the like button for the algorithm. All things you can do to help me keep this empire going. I want to do this for the rest of my life. I don't want to do anything else. So this is what we're doing. That's why I work hard for you guys. But it was a great conversation. Everyone